10-Minute Monday. Today I'm speaking about how to manually back up WordPress with Duplicator, which is a plugin. There's a free version and a paid version, and I've always used the free version. Duplicator is a manual backup versus plugins like Backup Buddy and a few others that are automated. You set them up. But I really like Duplicator. I've been using it since 2015, and you have a copy of it on your hard drive or on your website, on your computer, or you can put it onto a separate hard drive. I'm going to show you how to put this in, and I'm putting this in from scratch on one of my websites. So I have logged into my site, and I'm going to go to the back end. And I'm going to put in a plugin, and the plugin is the Duplicator plugin. So under plugins, click Add New. Where it asks you to search for what you want, search plugins, I'm going to type in Duplicator. This is definitely the one that we want. So just click Install Now and then activate it. It is by Snap Creek. Duplicator Snap Creek. It's been around for quite a while. And what's also great about this plugin is that once you make a backup of your site, if you wanted to change website hosts, or there are people who actually create websites on their desktop before they upload them, this is going to give you all the information that you want, because it's creating a database for you as well as duplicating all of your WordPress files. So I'm going to go back into installed files and make sure that it's activated. And it is, because I can see right away, as you can see on the left-hand side now in the dashboard, you see the word Duplicator. And then I'm going to click on the word Packages. No packages found because I haven't duplicated this site yet. So all I do is click the Create New button. I've got the storage, archive, and installer. The next thing I'm going to create is the package. I do want to create the whole package. And so what it's doing is scanning the site, and you can see right here, size check, there's a notice, and you do not have to have all greens to be able to run this program. It is recommended, but this is my test site. I've got a number of things on there. So I'm going to put yes, continue with the process, and let's build this. So you can see that it's building my package, and depending on how large your site is, it will take longer, but it really doesn't take very long at all. Now, I can either do the installer separately from the archive, but I'm just going to do this one-click download because I do want both the installer and the archive. This is the two pieces that I need. Should my site ever go down, the installer then runs the archives, which is the entire database and all of your WordPress files. So I'm going to click Download, or one-click Install. I don't know if you could see this, but it downloaded onto my desktop. So when I show this in the Finder, this is telling me that it's made a complete archive of my site. And so now I will take this and put it somewhere on my desktop. For example, if I were to put it on my desktop, I'd put it on my desktop and I would just drag it over from the downloads, and it's right here. But there it is. Now I can take this as well. I could burn a disk. I could put it onto a separate hard drive. And so if your site should ever go down, and also you can see it gives you the date. So depending on how often you go into your site and how many new things you add, you could be backing up once a week. You could be backing up every day if you wanted to. But there again, once you have gone through this process, go to Duplicator and Packages and tell it to run it again. Create New. So basically, once you do it once, all you're doing is clicking Create New and then have it create your package, which includes everything, the installer and all the archives. Now, if you then do go down, what I do, I would call my host and I'd say, look, my site is down. I have made a backup with the Duplicator plugin. Sometimes our sites go down and we don't even know they're down for a while, and then we get back up. So if they keep backing up daily, they're going to only give you the last backups. They may be backing up a site that's been dead. So therefore you then say, can you please walk me through how to do this? They're very, very good. So I would just call the host and say, I've got the files, help me get this on. You give them the whole zipped file, and then they would go into your cPanel for you and replace that, and you're good to go. So once again, it is called the Duplicator plugin. It's been around for a long time, and I've been using it for the last 5 years, and I've never had a problem with it. Or you could pay for a backup plan with your website host, but there again, if your site goes down, you would call your host right away and say, I've got a problem, get into my cPanel and restore this. And they could. But there again, if you get hacked and you don't know you've been hacked, they don't keep your files for more than, I think, 48 hours. And that's why this is really assurance for you.
So if you find out you've been hacked or you had any kind of a problem, you go to the version before that, and at least you've got that part of your website saved.
You have, exactly, whatever you saved last, you have a complete version of your website saved, the database and all the WordPress files.
And how many do you keep of that? What kind of a history of that do you keep?
I would only keep the last one. I would just keep deleting the others. When I say hacked, for example, one day Jerry, who used to come to the 10-Minute Monday, showed up. And I went onto a site and it was turned into a Viagra site. I said, Jerry, have you changed businesses?
Huh?
I've heard about this, but to see it. And he says, oh no, I didn't do that. I said, well, probably what happened, you had an old plugin and whatever server you're on, one of these nasty spam robots got in, and they got in through an old plugin and they took over your site, which is actually very common.
Nice.
Knock on wood, it hasn't happened to me.
How do you protect it? How do you protect your site from being hacked?
Keep it backed up. If you go into dashboard and updates and you see any little red buttons, just keep it backed up. The best protection, as is a good hosting company. People do love SiteGround. I know you're thinking about moving over to them, and Kim likes them a lot. Good. Well, thank you for coming today.
Thank you, Nancy.